Hello and welcome back to my channel. In today's video I am going to be painting an owlbear. It is part of the Dungeons & Dragons mini figures from WizKids. It comes pre-primed, so I don't have to worry about doing the priming stage. I'm just going to head straight into the painting. I got mine from my local board gaming shop in Stafford called Tritex Games. I'll pop a link in the description down below to their website, so don't forget to go and check them out. They're really good. So yeah, let's start painting. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up and also to subscribe to my channel to see more geek related content and also my other mini painting series on my YouTube channel. So yeah, let's start painting. So the paints I am going to be using are this Xerius Purple, if that's how you pronounce it. That's for the main body of the owlbear. I'm going for following the picture on the back of the box to the best of my ability. I'm also going to be also going to be using the black, which is for the claws mainly, and the white and the orange, which is for the face area of the owlbear. And the paint brushes that I'm going to be using are a size 5 brush for the bigger areas, which is mainly going to be the purple. A layer brush from Citadel, as I think the points on these are quite pointy, so we can get the finer details with these brushes. Personally, that's what I think. I've also got a small brush which I brought from my local hobby store, and it's got a really, I don't know if you can see, a really fine tip on it. That'll also help me get the more finer details, and also a really small detail brush which I also again got from my local hobby store, which will be for the claws mainly because they're quite small, so we don't get any onto the main body, and also the facial area of the owlbear itself. I will also be using a cup of water to wipe my brushes in between colours, and also some kitchen paper or kitchen towel just to wipe off any excess paint and also to dry off the brushes in between washing. So let's begin. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with the painting the main body of the owlbear in the purple colour. So I'm going to be using my size 5 brush to do this because it's quite a large area to cover. So all I'm going to do, I've already shaken the paint pot and given it a stir as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to apply some paint to the paintbrush in small amounts, because we don't want too much paint to go on, and then which will mean we'll lose a lot of detail on the figure. So if we go in small layers, if you can, just so we can keep all the detail in the owlbear. Though it doesn't really matter if you get bits on parts you're not meant to, because we can always cover these bits up later anyway. And what I'm going to be doing with this as well is more towards the end I'll be giving it a dry brush as well with some white mixed in with a little bit of purple, just to give it a bit of contrast, so it doesn't look like one big solid colour. Okay, so I have just finished painting the owlbear in purple, and for the face what I'm going to do is, instead of giving it white fur on the face, I've mixed a bit of, bear with me, Gawthor brown and some white scar to make a light brown kind of colour, just to give it a bit more depth. I don't tend to follow the like paint scheme too much. I tend to do my own thing and put my own twist onto it. But I'm assuming because, well, the owlbear is going to be hunting prey and stuff, it's not going to have a completely clean face. So for this part, I'm going to be using the really small tipped brush to get to the face, and I will zoom in onto the face so you can see a little bit better what I am doing. As you can see, I got some purple bit on the fur on the face, but that doesn't really matter because I'm going to be painting over it anyway. Might just take a couple of coats, or might just take one coat. Excuse me. It goes over the purple quite well actually, so I'm just painting the front bit of the eyebrows as such, is what I would call them, and then the fur on the face itself. If my hand gets in the way, I do apologise. So I've just used a big clump there by mistake. I'm not going to put any more paint on the brush, I'm just going to use what's on there and then take bits off there and then spread it round the other bits of the face. In the comments section down below if I should name my owlbear and what I should name it. I think that's the hardest part for me with Dungeons and Dragons, is coming up with a name for the characters or creatures that I have created. There's bits of purple that I can see I've missed when it's close up on the camera that I can't actually see visibly with the naked eye. So what I'm going to do is a bit later on, once everything else is dry, and once I've dry brushed it and put like a dry brush coat on, I'll see what needs doing, and then because that might cover the bits up that I've missed. Let's give it another coat. What I like about the Citadel paints is they do dry quite quickly personally, I think. So once you've finished one part of a coat, you can move directly onto the next part. I don't think, got a bit on the eye there. That's about done for the face of the owlbear. As I said, if you didn't quite catch before I showed you like painting the face, I mixed white scar and Gawthor brown. I can't tell you exactly how much of each I put in to mix. I just guessed, and when the colour looked pretty much good, and that's when I started painting. I go off what I can see rather than tell you. Just throw everything together and can't tell you exactly how much of each paint I have used. So next I'm going to move on to the orange part, because I'm going off the reference picture from the box that the figure came in. And according to the reference picture on the back of the box, there's bits of the feathers that are in like an orange, and the beak, and also like the top of the beak, and also the mouth part of the beak is also in orange. And the orange I'm using is Squig Orange. That's quite a cool name. What I'm going to do is paint the beak and then a little feathery bits around the beak. I'm going to paint the inside. I've got a little bit underneath as well to do, but I'm going to paint the inside of the beak black, just so it looks like a darker bit into his mouth, and it'll break up the beak colour as well. So what I'm going to do, instead of doing like little bits of orange, I'm going to dry brush some orange on. And on this side as well. So dry brushing, I use dry brushing with normal paints, and all I do is, I'll show you in a minute actually, might be a bit better than just explaining it. Okay, so what I do for dry brushing, I get the paint that I'm going to be using for the dry brushing, and then I put a bit on my brush, and then what I do is I just go in one direction on the paint, getting rid of most of the paint, and it basically you'll have like excess paint left on the brush, and then you'll when you brush this onto your figure or whatever you're painting, it will show up on there like as a dusting rather than an actual paint, and this gives your figures some good definitions, especially if you want like your figure to be like they're in a muddy area and you don't want them to look clean. You can just give them a quick dry brush in a different colour, and it'll give it that like dirty look. But it's also good for like doing textures, and also bringing out some of the like definition in the figures as well. Okay, so next what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be painting the eyes, inside the mouth, and also the claws. I will be painting these bits black. Again, I'm going to be using the small tipped brush to do this, as these are quite small areas to do. So one eye done. It's really hard when I've got shapes. Concentration. It's a bit the eye that I can see that I've missed. That's right under the brow. The mouth done. I'm going to move on to the claws, and then I'll do some dry coats or dry brushing over the whole of the owlbear. Okay, so I have now finished painting the claws and also the face as well. So what I'm going to do now is just give the owlbear like a dry brush in a different colour. So what I was thinking was mixing a bit of the purple with the white to make like a lilac-y colour, so it was a bit brighter, and just dry brushing a bit of that on just to give the owlbear a little bit of contrast. And instead of just going in straight into the white as well, because that might be too like vivid, if that's the right word, whereas the lilac's a bit closer to the purple colour. So let's try that. Okay, so again I couldn't tell you the proportions of each of the colour paints that I've used to make the lilac colour. I've gone off like eyesight, but that is the lilac that I've gone for. So all I'm going to do is I'm going to use the dry brush technique that I'd shown you before. Just put a bit on my brush and then on the towel just rub it off. I'm trying to aim just to get the tips of the spiky bits of the feathers we are. So I don't know if you can see on the video, I'll try and zoom in a bit on the fur, all the bits where I've just dry brushed over with the lilac colour that I've made, just to give it a little bit of definition. I'm going to leave the face as it is because it might ruin the face a little bit personally, I think. But yeah, there we have it. That's the last part of the process that I'm going to do, and what I'm going to do a little bit later on is I'm going to buy some like, you can buy like little hobby grass, and I'm going to try and glue it onto the base of this so it looks like he's walking in like a grassed area. So there we have it, a completed Owlbear. I'm just going to give it a little twirl so you can see the whole of the Owlbear. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, and also do subscribe to my channel to see more geek related content, and also to see more of my mini painting series as well. I'll pop a link in the description down below to those videos. Don't forget to comment in the comment section down below what I should call this Owlbear. That's the hardest part for me playing Dungeons and Dragons, is trying to come up with a really cool name for the figures that I paint, and also the characters that I create as well. And also don't forget to comment in the comment section down below on what got you into Dungeons and Dragons, and also if you're new into model painting as well, and if you're enjoying it as much as I am. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Bye!